Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Now, this isn't the usual video I put out. This video is called "They Are Trying to Shut Me Up, and I Know Why." And if you have listened to my recent videos, I've talked about how over time they have increased shadow banning across all of my social media sites, especially recently in the last month or so, especially on the mainstream ones such as this here, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram. They have completely shut the Telegram page or closed it up to people. It seems hardly anyone can comment. Not a day goes by without someone saying, "Why did you ban me from commenting?" And then I look into their account and they are not banned in any way. It's not me. So I don't know what's going on there. And now last week, my website, hugotalks.com, which is a WordPress site, they are now blocking me from sending out emails to my subscriber mailing list every time I post a video. A mailing list, a subscriber list, which is part of their service, which was accumulated on their website, as is the whole point of their blogging service. I pay them £240 a year for that, and they have frozen this part of the service and haven't even given me a reason and won't reply to emails. And I think it's because they have no reason for it. That's why. So just to clarify, when I say they, I'm talking about the establishment. I'm talking about those people and organizations in high places. I'm talking about the beast system and its controllers. And they control and all of the big companies. And a regular Joe Blogs is only allowed to get so much attention. And when they get too much attention and say things that go against the grain or go against the multifarious narratives they have going on, especially the obvious Hegelian dialectic, controlled opposition network, and how they play the public and corrupt them on a daily basis. When you say these things, they try to close you down and also use their low-level online agents to try and smear your name as well, but in an underhand way. They won't splash your name all over the media. They don't want to give you that much attention. And to be fair, it's not unexpected. It's not unexpected at all. I've said before at some point, I believed they would try and close down the website or limit it in some way. One of the reasons I used WordPress was because at least you get to keep the mailing list for yourself, so I can start over again, which you don't have on places like this, on YouTube or Rumble. They always keep the mailing list to themselves. You never get the emails of your subscribers. But it's interesting as well that this seems to be happening across all of these platforms all at the same time, and now they are doing it to my website. Now, I don't know. Lord willing, maybe he wants me to stop with this now. Maybe I've done what I was supposed to do. Who knows? Maybe not. I mean, I'm planning on doing more videos. I've got some interesting topics to cover. Maybe I'm not supposed to be on the likes of YouTube and so forth. I mean, I know I don't personally watch anything really on these platforms anymore. There is so much dross in this vessel, YouTube, that it is too time consuming for anything meaningful. I mean, let me explain the situation so you can see my position, right? My subscriber list and the sending out of emails is my audience, as I get nothing from YouTube or any of these other social media platforms. Literally 3% of the views on average that I get on YouTube come from YouTube. They give me nothing, as the channel is completely shadow banned in a very thorough way. For example, if you look at this video, I would estimate it will get about 3,000 to 4,000 views. But if it was featured on my website, and then that website, that WordPress site, messaged my mailing list like it's supposed to do, then it would get something like 15,000 to 25,000 views. The vast majority of my views come from the subscribers of the website. But now these people at WordPress, they are freezing my access to sending out emails for no reason. So I will have to look into a way around this. I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm looking to see if anyone out there, any of you, have any ideas that I haven't thought of. So you can contact me by email or leave a comment below if you have any recommendations. Now, of course, I know there are email messaging services online which can be used, but they are very expensive, really pricey, especially for the size of email list that I have, and also for the frequency I put out videos. Therefore, that frequency would also be high in sending out emails to notify people about the videos. It costs anything between £120 a month up to £200 a month to send out that amount of emails. And I can't afford that, and I won't be doing that. So if anyone has any ideas or recommendations for a way of doing this, the more independent the better. Let us know. Or if they know of a company that does mass email sending and is reasonably priced, or software that does it for you, let me know in the comments or in an email. And this whole situation, I believe, is the more regular form of censorship. They don't want to draw attention by banning someone like me outright. They just want to hide me, slowly increasing the shadow ban over time and decreasing my reach, while simultaneously getting loads of low-level shills to badmouth me, like a smear campaign, but for a certain demographic to seed mistrust. And notice they don't use high-level shills, as that would bring me too much attention. And they don't want that, as I'm spreading the gospel. So at the moment, I'm just taking stock and looking at my options. I've got a few ideas, but at the same time, I'm open to other ideas. So let me know. And I want people also to take note, to be aware that I've been doing these particular videos since 2019. So nearly 4 years. And remember that when I was talking about the lockdowns, when I was talking about the jib-jabs, when I was talking about the World Economic Forum, when I was talking about the CC33, the United Nations, the Great Reset, the Lucis Trust, the Lucifer Publishing, the Digital Trap, the Cashless Society, etc., etc. When I was talking about all of these things, the censorship control freaks, the establishment, didn't seem to be that bothered. Yeah, I might get a load of fake intelligence farm comments trying to deter the conversation of the topic online, or maybe some death threats in the emails, which are all talk. I may have had strikes on my channel on YouTube and opened up other channels to counteract it, and so on. But it seems to me they weren't that bothered, as those were topics that still played into the pantomime being portrayed by this establishment to some extent. But since I've been talking about the Bible, and I've been talking about Jesus, and specifically how Jesus is your Saviour, and through him all mankind can be saved from the slavery of sin and be saved for everlasting life with God. Since I've been talking about that, they don't like it. They don't like it that someone whose audience is truther people and conspiracy people, and they don't like it when that audience are then switched on to Jesus. They like to control that type of thing. They have their Christian fake channels and propaganda agents for that type of stuff. They don't like it when someone switches lanes and starts talking about something completely different. But ultimately, Jesus is the ultimate destination for any truther channel. And in my case, they don't like it that I can tie all that I was talking about before into what I'm talking about now. And that's how all of this beast system and this culture manufactured by the beast system over the last 5 decades and more has been about corrupting generations and controlled opposition that you see today pretending to be your friend, and the new age pushers and the illusion called democracy. Since I've been talking about that, it's that that's really triggered them into trying to shut me up. It's that subject that for them is a step too far and they have to do something. This is what the establishment Luciferian like to call, you've crossed the Rubicon, which means you've passed the point of no return. This is a Roman Empire saying, and like I said, the Roman Empire never went away. And all of these roads, well, they may all lead to Rome, but also all of these cultural roads we see today in this ever restrictive modern world are created in order to lead you away from salvation. I've talked a lot in the past about the digital trap and how the digital trap is being put in place to, yes, to control the masses, but that control is being put into place so that the masses are led away from Jesus and salvation. That's its ultimate objective. That is why they want all of this control and manipulation. That is how the media and the mass communication system works today. The mass communication system being the false prophet, which brings down fire from the sky in front of the eyes of men. Fire, lightning, electricity in front of the eyes of men. What you're looking at in those blue light screens is the primary tool for them achieving the goal of leading the masses, leading the men, leading the women away from Jesus and salvation. Jesus and salvation is the key subject that they don't want discussed in certain areas. And it seems that since I've been talking about this and focusing on that and making others aware of it, this is the very subject, this is the key subject which they don't want me to talk about. And so they really try and close it down and restrict my reach. But they do it in an underhand way, slowly as well, over time, week by week by week, as they know by suddenly removing me and my content, it would bring attention. They want to limit my abilities to reach an audience, which is effectively what they are doing by blocking me from sending out to my mailing list. Yeah. So what I'm doing now is, for the time being, I'm on Substack. I don't trust Substack any more than the others, but I don't know. Let's see if they start blocking or freezing my mail outs from there. We will see. And that's where I will be for the time being. And just see how that pans out. If you want, you can follow me on Substack in the below link, which is in the comments and description. And you know, Lord willing, I'd like to continue with these videos, but maybe he has other plans for me. I don't know. We will see. And once again, let me show appreciation to the real people out there. I know who you are. I appreciate those listeners. The majority are the ones who listen. You probably very rarely even leave a comment. Most people don't. Thanks for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind words. I've read your emails. I know I don't always respond, but I do read them. And I can tell the genuine from the fake most of the time. And of course, thank you for listening. I'll leave you with this one from Ecclesiastes. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labour. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if 1 prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. I'll see you later.